this video we're going to take a look at the XLookup function within Excel. So typical things when you're sort of extracting data out of systems. I've got a nice long list here of invoices over various dates and values, but all I've got is the customer number. I don't have the customer name. So I can extract out a customer list over here, and I've got the number and the name here and the region, things along those lines. So those in the know would come into here and create a new column, put customer in here, and then go for VLookups and start to look these things up and return back the customer name. But this is a fairly simple example. VLookup can trip you up when things like this are in operation, that the field that you want, the name, is actually on the left hand side of the reference, which is kind of simple enough. You can cut and paste that column over, but maybe this is in data or in another spreadsheet where you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that because it's laid out differently for another reason. So how do you get data on the left? That can be solved with XLookup, and also with VLookups. Your data that you're looking up, and that might be way over here, and you've literally got to go through and count the number of columns along that you need to be able to turn back the correct data, and XLookup will fix that issue too. So if we come back to here and we start our function, so we're at the top of our table here, and we're going to type in XLookup, and just hit tab there to find that, and it's saying okay, lookup value, lookup array, and return array. So we're going to look for that, comma, in that run of numbers, comma, and the field we want to come back is that one. And we can just close that off with a bracket and hit return, and that's it's just come through as text, so we'll just change that over to general and hit return again, and there we go. We've got our customer names already coming through. Another thing that you might hit with VLookup is if it can't find the lookup, you get the nasty not applicable NA coming through, or not available, and then you can start to put is NA formula around it, and then it gets sort of real messy. But what we can do, if we get rid of, let's say, 6150 wasn't in there as a choice, so let's just change that up and sort of mess around with our data. So it couldn't find 6150. If we come back here, you see we've got that nasty looking NA. But what we can do when we're putting our formula into here, we can extend this out. So if I come back to this cell, so you can see the formula copied down, and say what do we return if something isn't found. So we could literally type in not found and return on that, and there we go. That one is now not found. Obviously you can then filter down and find the ones that aren't found and do whatever you want to do with them, or perhaps you just want to keep it nice and tidy, and if you can't find it, just leave the name blank, in which case let's get rid of the not found, and so we just got 2 quote marks, and there we go, and it's just returned a blank back for the ones not found. So no nasty sort of NAs in there, and you don't have to start putting is NA functions around the whole thing as well. So that's how to use the XLookup function within Excel.